3, I'll be reviewing this brand new documentary series just dropped on Netflix. It's called Emergency NYC, and this documentary series follows all this emergency like frontline worker, like how they get the call for all this emergency situation, like when people are in an accident. Episode 1 starts with this person is having a stroke. So we see all these people how they deal with this emergency situation they are in. Like we follow this surgeon, this nurse, and all this I guess they are EMT worker, how they respond to any call, how they balance their personal and professional life. This show try to show you, and when I was watching this documentary, I couldn't believe it how this documentary series takes you right in there in all this hospital, especially Lenox Hill and many other pediatrician hospital. And I was like, whoa, Netflix, they have reached farther than anybody of us can imagine, because you are right there with all this doctor and nurse, how they are treating all this patient, and especially some of this patient, in any emergency situation. Sometimes patient they freaked out, sometimes patient they're fighting for their life, and sometimes they're having stroke, like any emergency situation. I thought the show was it is quite interesting, honestly, especially people who enjoy medical drama. For them, I think it will be very interesting. So personally, I don't do good with the blood, like I don't like watching like real life blood or anything like that on screen, or anything. It freaks me out. So if you are not good with this kind of imagery, like people's hand is bleeding, or like you're right there in their operation theater, and like if you're not good with this kind of stuff, this show isn't for you, because this show is kind of like that. Although I was like really amazed by this show, this documentary series. I think it will be hit on Netflix, because many people like watching this kind of medical drama on many other network. I felt like I was watching a medical drama. All these people comes and they're telling their story. How sometime one lady was like, oh, she's my age, I hope she's okay. It's very some of the scene is like heart touching when you were watching it. Same time you want this patient to be okay. Maybe I freaked out a little bit by the blood, but I thought this show overall is very well made, this documentary series. And this documentary series starts with like it tells you on screen, like they have taken consent from all this patient on screen. So I was like, whoa, Netflix, they went lengthy detail to get consent from all these people, because end of that they're showing their face. And who is these people are getting there, and some of this doctor, they comes on and they're saying some of the stuff we've been hearing about, because ever since the pandemic hit, a lot of people didn't go to hospital. A lot of things are just paused for people, because people are like, oh, you have like you don't go to a regularly doctor anymore because of all this pandemic, because you don't have to deal with all this thing. So that thing was really true what he was saying. A lot of all this pause for people to go to doctor and screening, it is making people even more sick, because they are not able to early detect any disease or anything like that. It's really true, actually. A lot of people are not going for regular checkup and all this kind of stuff. On the other hand, I remember when the pandemic hit, they're the one told us, oh, don't come to hospital with your small stuff. Like all this thing just pause. All this cancer patient, all this thing, their priority were just COVID and COVID, So a lot of people didn't go to hospital. So I was like, whoa, are you kidding me, people? You're the one who told us not to go to hospital. Now you're saying like we are sick. It makes me sad, honestly. That is, yeah. So as a show, this is quite well-made documentary series. I think people who enjoy medical drama, if you want to know more about this emergency worker, I think you will really enjoy this show. But if you don't like watching people getting hurt and getting all this thing, it's really some of the scene is really difficult for me to watch. I'm not good with this kind of stuff, and that's my thought on this Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this documentary series? As a documentary, it is quite well made. I could see it could become a huge hit because some people do enjoy this kind of documentary series. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this? And if you enjoyed about this review, don't forget my other reviews on other Netflix series. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.